Welcome to the Andrea Giovino Show. I want to thank all the people that have subscribed. I love to leave comments, so feel free. Let me know what you want to see. I like to thank Jesus for giving me this platform. And today we're going to jump right into my good friend I have back, Francesca Martorano, George Martorano's daughter.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm great.
So I wanted to have you back because I know we were pressed for time the last time, and the audience really loved you, and we didn't go through a lot of what you've really been through. So just to let the audience know that Francesca's father, George Martorano, which is a dear friend of mine, did 32 years in prison. Francesca was a young girl at the time, a kid, actually, when the dad left. And through his incarceration, she went through, her mother passed, and her brother at 25 passed. I never got into, because I felt it was too much to put on her, of what else Francesca endured. And her story is just so heart-wrenching, compelling, and she's got to be one of the strongest women I really do know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So tell the audience, you did get married.
I did. I got married super young. One of my first really intimate relationships. We were together from when I was 18, and I got married at a young age in the Muslim religion, and we were together off and on. He had a child out of wedlock. A long story short, he got murdered in 2004 during a ridiculous craps game on the corner, and he got shot, and it was literally over $2,000, and the kid that shot him was a minor. And I was down the street, so I heard the shots, and next thing I know, my husband's hit up, and he got hit up on the legs, and it was just,
Oh my God.
it was a lot. It was a bloodbath, and my stepson at the time, he was a baby. He was only 2.5, 3 years old, and it was a lot on me.
It's a lot on you. I mean, to endure that, here's your husband gets shot, you're right up the street. Your dad's incarcerated. Your brother he passed away.
And this all happened in a 4-year time frame.
Your mom passes away, and here you are again by yourself. Again by yourself.
Yes.
I mean, this is why I wanted to bring you back on, because I admire you so much with the strength that you have. You have so much strength you don't even know. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful soul. You reek that, like your aura says that. And with all of that turmoil that you've been through, you're still standing. So I don't want to hard press you. I want you to be comfortable to what you want to talk about.
You can hard press me.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Not
I
like
would
that,
never do that to you.
So basically, how did I endure it?
Yeah.
I have a good soul. I was put here for a reason, and I just happen to be a woman that went through a lot of heartache, but I never took it as to I was able to handle it. Of course, I went through hard times financially, and
Now
just as a young kid, then you explore with maybe drinking too much or things like that, which sometimes set you back. But I was always wise enough to know you cut it short, and there's bigger things to focus on, like a home, a job, just making stability happen for yourself.
How old were you when that happened?
When my husband got killed, I was 23 years old, going on 24. So he got killed. I think I kind of blocked the date out at this point. In March. Yeah, I'm sorry, he was killed in March. Yes, I'm sorry. I might not be completely correct on that timeline. But he got killed in March, and I went immediately to go see my father.
to get the
jumped on a
comfort.
plane.
To get the comfort.
To get the comfort or to just,
Well, that's all you had.
and he would understand like the pain or a little bit of heartache that I was going through.
Right.
Like just for me as an individual, losing my significant other and then my grandfather just got murdered.
Which was
literally,
Long
like,
John
Long John
Martorano, got
Martorano.
killed in Philadelphia.
Behind my home in 2002. And it was right after, I'm sorry, I had the dates wrong again. Yeah, 2002. My brother got in the accident in 2001. So it was just
So
like
it was like
back to
one
back.
thing after another.
From 99 until 2004, it was just.
And now your father's incarcerated with all this.
Yes.
When you flew out, where was he? What federal penitentiary?
At the time, he was in Louisiana.
Okay.
So I think Louisiana was Marion, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
yes. He was with John Gotti, I remember, in the beginning.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then he had gotten shipped back there for, I'm not quite sure what reason. So we went to go visit him in Marion. Then I ended up staying in Louisiana because I have a cousin that lives there. And I have another cousin that flew down. And we kind of they just brought my spirits up.
Right.
And I came home. I was there for about a month or two.
I guess you needed that.
And I needed, just to be around my family. And
Right.
they showed me a lot of support and comfort. And I just came home and put all my ducks in a row.
And
And just figured it
I
out.
have to get back.
Yeah.
And you were still, that's considered so young to get your life back
It
after
is.
all of that.
So
Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it the last time I had you on because it was so much. It was, your mom, your brother, your dad's not here, and then to get into your husband being killed, which was so much to deal with. How is your life today? Like, with dating, or do you have...
Dating, I'm actually super comfortable by myself right now.
Welcome to my world. I love it. I love it.
I really just like my own energy,
You're on-
keeping my workouts going and my energy, eating healthy,
Right.
and just
Taking care of you.
Yeah.
Just being
And
you.
now that my dad's home, that is a relationship.
You have a good relationship with your dad.
And my top relationship, my dad comes first.
And
because-
you come first to him.
Yes.
He always tells me that.
Yeah.
I have to worry about Francesca. I have to worry about Francesca.
So it's
you
like
know.
a dual thing because 32 and a half years, almost 33.
Yeah. That's your life.
It is. And like, I only knew him outside of a visiting room.
Right.
So just say if he's sitting right here, I couldn't even like hold a hand.
Right.
Even hugging, I would have guards.
It's hard.
Like,
I know.
you
To a
can't do
little
that.
kid, even to a child.
A child, a teenager, it happened up until I was in my 20s.
Right.
Like, you can't even physically
Hold them.
Hold
Hug
them.
them or kiss you.
there. You would run into maybe like one or two guards
That would allow.
that would allow, but it was no more than 3 to 6 seconds.
Right.
And then you have to realize I'm in Philadelphia and he's always in a different state, and it comes down to you just you want that full embracement.
Yeah. And
So-
and now you have that connection. with him.
Absolutely.
And he's doing great, and I know you're doing great. And you have this not this new business. I know he started the business a while ago. What is it? Weed for guns or
So it's cannabis for guns.
cannabis for guns?
And when he first came home and was able to travel, he went to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And Seattle used to host the biggest hemp fest
Mm-hmm.
in the United States. And he had proposed this to Seattle at one of the events, and they were super excited about it. Seattle actually wanted to take on the cannabis for guns. So basically, if you turn in a gun, whether it's registered or whether it's not, depending on the laws, of course, of that state, and then you get ever weed in return, like, or any,
Now,
marijuana in return.
do they do that in Pennsylvania? No.
No,
No,
because
it's not legal there?
it's not legal. So
Okay.
it's medical, yes. Recreational, no.
Okay.
So our gun violence is so bad in Philadelphia.
I know that.
To where there has to be some type of program for this city to take these guns off these streets.
Oh, it's very bad.
Losing friends of mine, children,
I know.
and it's just random people, and it's it's out of hand. So if Seattle was willing to pick it up as a state and help them deal with their crime, because 5, 6 years ago their crime was not in the best aspects of things either. So they accepted it. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Philadelphia. We're still waiting for a response.
Okay.
But I would definitely think we need to get the guns off these streets. And if we can give you an ounce of weed, which is what you can legally travel with in Pennsylvania by law,
By law.
if we can give you that to just give you another alternative.
And doesn't your dad have a cafe, the Grandfather?
We did have
Oh,
a
a
cafe,
cafe.
but the cafe is no longer in South Philly, so he expanded into New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
So the Grow Father products, they're all in dispensaries, a lot in northern Jersey. It's not recreational in Philly yet, because eventually we're going to get that into
Yeah,
the
because
medical
I know his
places
business
as well.
is growing.
So it's a lot in North Jersey, and we right now reside in Jersey with the company.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of different dispensaries where you can go and get his products, the Grow Father, edibles, pre-rolls, things like that. And I'm actually going to a few more dispensaries
Nice.
that are closer to Philadelphia,
Okay.
so they can
Right on the outskirts. Yeah,
outskirts
Yeah.
to get his product. So it's
Yeah,
available
it's
to
available.
everybody in New Jersey.
That's
So
good.
We're pushing for that.
I'm glad to hear all of that, and I'm glad to hear that your life is going much better.
is.
It's on a smooth run. You have your dad back in your life.
That's what made it a smooth run.
Right. Is having him back in your
Mhm.
life, because I know you didn't feel whole. You had
No.
no family,
No,
no one.
no one.
And then your husband. That's what's insane. You know, here you are thinking you have, okay, you're going to build your own
Yeah.
family, and then that comes about
And a blink of
in
an
a
eye,
blink of an
it
eye.
gets taken away. Again, due to gun violence.
Right.
And there was no reason for that. It's just senseless at this point. The senseless gun
Wow.
violence.
It's
terrible.
unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that you had to endure all of that. But look at the person you are today.
Yeah.
Look at the way you've developed into the person you are today, and, doing a service to the public in that. Bring in the guns and we'll give you this. Because let's face it, marijuana is legal.
Everyone's going to smoke it. They're buying it no matter
I
what.
mean, and it's not hurting anybody. So, you know what? Let's try to do it in a more positive
in a
way.
positive direction.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't necessarily have to be the legal amount, if it could be a smaller amount, but I know at some point one of these kids are not going to have the money to go just say smoke their weed throughout the day.
Well, I think it's good too because the gun violence, as you experienced, the person that killed your husband was a kid himself.
Yep.
So what better than knowing firsthand what guns on the streets, illegal gun owners, what happens and what's going to go on with it.
Absolutely.
You dealt with that. So to turn that around and try to make it something positive to help maybe another person not to go down that road is doing something good.
And even like the epidemic with the opioids in
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia. So
Very bad.
even
Well,
if
look at
we can-
Kensington. Crisis in Kensington. I mean, that's like they call it heroin haven.
It is. It's
It's
terrible.
terrible.
not
And they
even-
still haven't. Even since that documentary, nothing's
happened.
gotten cleaned up.
So what could we do here
Right. Other
in
than
this city? Like, because fentanyl, it's not even heroin anymore.
Right.
It's just fentanyl. But these kids are dying and they're addicted. And I mean, I know a lot of these. And some of them are
Well,
not even kids.
I know.
They're my age or a little
I
bit,
know.
like 10 years younger, and they're so caught up. But this is where the violence is coming in because they're looking for their next fix.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guns are so easy to purchase in Philadelphia. And I'm not talking legal ones,
Right.
like illegal
Oh, I
guns.
know. I know that.
So-
yeah.
If we can take at least the illegal guns
Off the street.
and provide somebody, I
We-
mean,
Philadelphia needs change, like every
Yeah.
other inner city needs change, but we're in crisis right now. I know that. We're in crisis in Philadelphia.
we are. It's Philadelphia, and it's starting to lurk into Pennsylvania.
Right.
And then now you're saying gun violence in Wildwood, New Jersey. where the boardwalk was always safe.
And now
it's-
you're seeing that. And that's really sad.
so
It really
touches
is.
home.
Yeah,
So it touches home for me with my grandfather, touches home with me with my husband.
right.
And then I have my stepson who's now 23 years old. And it's
Are you
frightening.
still very close to him?
Yes. I
Which
talk
is
to him
wonderful.
every day, yeah.
That's wonderful because
my
it happened
baby.
so many years ago and you're still there for him.
Absolutely. I love him to death.
Well, you're his mom, his stepmom.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's wonderful.
I adore him, and he looks just like his dad. And I like he's my heart.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, that's it. We're going to close out.
Okay.
And is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience, or just?
Just I don't even know. I
Well-
don't even know how to. There's so much that I could spit out. But audience, thank you for watching. I appreciate you listening to me and my story, and keep tuning in because you're gonna see and learn more from me as a person
And the growth that
and the growth.
she's overcome, and not that she's just beautiful, she's a beautiful soul. When she walks in a room, you could actually feel your energy
Thank
is
you.
like a halo over you. And you do have an angel because you could feel the energy from you. Thank you. Thank you again. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, and
Bye.
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Jacob?